So your transit tip of the day, lifting points. Why is this even a discussion, especially on the transit forums? And I'll tell you why. This right here, where the outside of the body and the inside of the body come together, is what's called the pinch weld. Many shops, especially with inexperienced techs, are used to lifting cars from the pinch weld. And on most small cars, this is perfectly appropriate. But on a transit, which has a gross weight of 9,500 pounds, this is not appropriate. The Transit is a unibody cargo vehicle, which means it's got a frame channel that the entire length of the body. It's very sturdy, it's pretty decently thick metal, but this is where the frame of the vehicle comes from. It's its backbone, and that's where we lift from. As you can see right now, I have my rear lift pad sitting on a piece of that channel. This piece of channel is what the rear leaf spring attaches to. Theory being that if it's good enough for the leaf spring to attach to, it's good enough for me to lift the vehicle from. On the front of the vehicle, this is the transmission crossmember, and this right here, you'll see these two pieces right here, is where the transmission crossmember has a lift point on it. It's great for my lift pads because it keeps it from being able to slip off on this solid steel bar that they have right here. If you're ever doing a transmission and you need to remove the transmission crossmember, we lift from right behind where the transmission crossmember attaches to, right here on this channel. On the front of the vehicle, you can lift from the subframe. That's okay, but you need to lift towards the outside, never in the middle, because that can cause the subframe to bend. But if you lift from underneath where the control arms attach, that area is strong enough to lift with simply like a floor jack or something like that. From the rear of the vehicle, if you're going to lift it with a floor jack, you can lift from the shock mount or the axle tube right underneath the spring. Never lift an axle from the pumpkin. This can cause the differential to deflect. But preferably you want to lift from underneath the axle on the affected tire that you're trying to change. But never, ever lift a Transit from its pinch weld. It will fail, I promise you. Hope that helps you today.